What is up, my friends? So, Captain Marvel just got its release last weekend, and I was going to do a video talking about the ending, talking about the post credits, but I decided not to because there was a lot of people already talking about that, and I wanted to talk about something else that I really wanted to really dive into, and that's the controversy behind Captain Marvel. You see, Captain Marvel was a movie that, from the beginning of its when it got announced, people were hyped. People were so on the fence about it. They were ready to dive into it, digest this movie, love it, all of that good stuff. And then we got the casting of Brie Larson, and for some reason, that caused a lot of people to be more on the lines of almost hating on it. I want to say just from the casting alone, which I didn't get. I thought Brie Larson is a great actress. I think she would bring a lot to the role, and definitely did do that in my honest opinion. But many people were not happy about that. Okay, so that's number one thing that happened right here. This is where we start to see the dive in some sort of fandom area of this. And then we saw more of the trailers, we saw more of the footage, and that caused an even more divide going on because people seemed to think that the movie was being too preachy, it was too feminist, and that sounds ridiculous to me honestly because I think that the movie did a great job with its marketing. I think that the marketing was stale with some of the trailers, some of the footage, especially when they kept showing us the same stuff over and over. But that was my only concern with it. I never thought that this movie was being too preachy about anything. And I think that the empowerment it was showing for women that hasn't been seen in the superhero genre, it's seen now more. But if you look back at about, let's say, 20 years worth of movies, in the superhero genre, there's not much female empowerment going on as opposed to a male. So I think that what they were doing with Captain Marvel was fine. I think that was great. I love that because I think there should be representation because it definitely does matter. Now, what I did think was that the marketing was stale. There was a lot of rehashed footage that didn't get me that excited to go see it in the theaters, although I was still going to see it in theaters. And then we get closer to release date, and we see that Rotten Tomatoes gets bombarded by many trolls on it, giving them. I think the movie had like a 30% at a point, and Rotten Tomatoes was like, okay, no, we're going to not let users post anymore until the movie comes out, sort of like an embargo what critics have post a review till a certain time. And I was a little on the fence about that because I thought that that's a pretty really harsh thing to do, but then I could see it why it was needed when I saw how the reviews were flooding and tanking it. And I mean, Rotten Tomatoes after the release of Captain Marvel had to delete 50,000 reviews off user ratings because they were pretty much trolling the movie. And I think somebody compared how much ratings Avengers Infinity War had compared to Captain Marvel, and it was just about the same number that Rotten Tomatoes had deleted. So for a movie like Captain Marvel, which I mean, don't get me wrong, Captain Marvel is a huge movie. It's doing huge numbers. We'll talk about that in a bit. But something that was anticipated like Infinity War having the same amount of reviews in just the first weekend when Infinity War had that in its total run just didn't make sense, and I could really see how those were mostly trolls. So Rotten Tomatoes took care of that. They deleted those, and then we got the critic score, which was at an 80%. And then finally, after the release of Captain Marvel came and all that, and the user ratings came in, we were at about a 60% with Captain Marvel. Now, do I think that this movie deserved all the hate it got? Definitely not. Do I think that we should not critique it because of what it's doing with empowerment? Definitely not. I think that there is always room for improvement with anything, and there should not be some case where we start to say this is a flawless movie. You can't say anything bad about it because then you're pretty much like a prick or whatever. You can critique this movie, but if you're critiquing it basically solely on the fact that you hate Brie Larson as an actress, that you hate the agenda you say it's pushing, and all of that, and don't critique it as a movie, then you're definitely on the other end of things as well with all these other people that are holding it up like that, like you can't critique it. So I think that those two groups really mess it up for a lot of people who are right in the middle, who did enjoy this movie, who see it as a good movie to enjoy, and don't see it as the perfect Picasso masterpiece, because this movie definitely is a B movie, and I think it falls just like most of the solo MCU movies, if I'm being honest. Not all of them, but most of them are just average on best, and they just stitch the story together until we get to the big ones, which are the Avengers movies. And I definitely do think that it's sort of like Captain America: The First Avenger, where I liked that movie, and I think I liked it a little bit more because it was Captain America, and I like this one a little bit more because it's Captain Marvel. But when I look at the movie as a whole, it's just average on best. You know what I mean? So I think that was one of the big things with the Captain Marvel movie, is that it was just being elevated at such a high standard where nobody could talk about it or anything like that. And when you tell people on the internet to do something, what are they going to do? That's the first thing they're going to do. So I think that was one of the problems that happened with this movie, and it's sad to see, but I'm excited for it. Like I said in the beginning of the video, that it's opening to huge numbers. It's already doing $153 million domestically, which I think it's the highest grossing movie from the MCU for a solo movie. And it's on pace to do $500 million worldwide by the end of the week. So definitely a big hit for Disney and the Marvel Universe. And I'm excited to see Captain Marvel come back for a sequel and her leading the Avengers. I think that's where it's going to go on from here on out. But it's definitely telling to see the whole controversy it's caused and everything, but that the movie still did great. And I think that those two groups that were on the far side of things, with the ones who were just praising it and not wanting it to get disrupted for anything or be touched, and the ones who were just hating on it from the beginning, were pretty much left to the sides. And the people right in the middle who enjoy this for a Marvel movie and the message it provides, we all definitely enjoyed this movie. So, anyways, that's just my thoughts. I needed to talk about that because it was something that was bothering me for a while and something I thought that needed to be discussed. It's such an important thing to know exactly how these two different sides and agendas are trying to push on you, because both sides, while the other might say the other has an agenda, the other side has an agenda as well. So that's just me. That's just my opinion. I'm just the guy. You let me know what you think. Do you think one side was justifiable, or do you think that they were just really, really on the extreme side of things and you just enjoy the movie as a movie? I'd like to know that. But anyways, I was going to talk about the ending, as I said, the post credits, but there was too many people already talking about it, and I was just like, let me wait. Let me hear the box office numbers. Let me make a good video talking about my thoughts on the whole history of this event that Rotten Tomatoes caused. And I mean, Captain Marvel made history, Rotten Tomatoes, by doing that new implementation where users cannot put the reviews up until the movie has been released to a wide audience. So I think that it was an interesting thing from Rotten Tomatoes. And I mean, when you first heard about Rotten Tomatoes only 50,000 reviews, that just sounded really crazy. But when you really started to read into it and get the facts about why they did that, how it all played out, it really makes a lot of sense as to why Rotten Tomatoes had to do this. Overall, I'm excited to see Brie Larson come back as Captain Marvel. She is a tremendous actress, as I said. I think she definitely has that power to lead into the MCU in the future. So I don't know. You let me know your thoughts. But anyways, I'm super excited to get a new Endgame trailer. We are definitely due for one. And I don't know when we would get it. I feel like the most logical thing would be to get one before Shazam is released. So that would probably be next week. That's the only time I can think of a good time to release that last trailer. But it's going to be up to Marvel, you know. But anyways, if you haven't already checked out all my other videos, check them out. I just did a trailer explanation on my block season 2. I did an explanation on the new Aladdin trailer, and I'm going to be having some more videos coming out this week, so you don't want to miss that. I'm on the road to 10,000 subscribers. I'm hungry for those 10,000 subscribers. I am back on my game. I'm super ready to get to 100K before the end of the summer. That is a goal. That sounds crazy, I know, but I think we can do it together. So if you want to see more of me, I'm going to definitely try to be going to a screening for us, so I'll get a video for you out then. And I'm super excited. I'm super excited for what comes next in the future. I'm really trying to be more on top of my videos and really try to get better quality out for you. So anyways, if you haven't already followed me on social media, hit that description below. You can follow me on there on Twitter. You can follow me there on Instagram. I think I'll have my Instagram out there by then. I'm definitely rebranding a lot of stuff. Follow me on WordPress as well. Follow me on Anchor. I'm trying to do a weekly podcasting or bi-weekly. I don't know yet. And definitely get you some content on there. Right now, it's just the videos on audio form if you want to take them on the go. But very soon, very, very soon, I'm talking about like by next week, I'll be having some more showy feel. You know what I mean? So, anyways, as always, let me know. Did you love Captain Marvel? Did you not? Are you waiting for her to see her in Endgame? Or did you get enough for her? Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, I'll see you next time. Stay positive, my friends.